It's time for the Expert Advantage Real Estate Show with Blake Sloan. Blake Sloan, one of the top real estate agents not only on the Grand Strand, but in the world. He's been featured in Forbes magazine, the Wall Street Journal, NBC, and many other publications. And now, the Expert Advantage Real Estate Show with Blake Sloan. You heard the man, it is time. Time for the Expert Advantage Real Estate Show with Blake Sloan. We'll talk to Blake coming up in just a second. Well, a few seconds. But still, got to get some contact information out of the way. These are numbers that you need to know in case you need to get in touch with Blake Sloan. As a matter of fact, somebody called me at the station the other day. What's that number for Blake Sloan? So I gave that to him. So Blake, hopefully you'll get a call very soon from them. But the phone number is 843-808-SOLD, 843-808-SOLD. Or you can go online to blakesloan.com, blakesloan.com. We'll repeat that information several times over the next 30 minutes. In the meantime, let's bring him in. Here he is, Blake Sloan.
Good morning, everyone. Got an awesome new show. I'm back from Southern California. Again, I feel like I'm almost like a locally. I'm like the new, I got platinum status with like American Airlines now. So I get like crazy, but traveling like crazy. I was out there. We'll talk about that, but I was a part of an event called Warrior Wealth, and it's a part of the organization I've mentioned on the show before that I've been through. Also received this certification called Certified Trainer. It's about how to lead businessmen. It's kind of like a brotherhood. That thing is called Brotherhood of Elite Businessmen. It's all about how to be a better businessman, better father, better husband, things like that. But got about 400 hours of work that I studied this past year. I went to those crazy crucibles we talked about, throwing in the ocean, swimming back, all that stuff. And so I got that. You get this really cool, huge ring that you see here. It's like you probably see on Facebook. It's on the YouTube live right now. But anyways, it was very, very cool to receive that. You got to speak out there, and we'll talk about today's show. Some of the things I learned from that. There's some big businessmen out there who have huge multi-million-dollar companies, most of which are almost all outside of real estate. So it allows me to get really good perspective on how we can improve in our business, right? And so there's some that spend like 10 times what I spend on internet marketing per month. So I'm able to get tips and tricks and bring that back here for our clients. But more than anything, it allows me to be a better leader for our team, which obviously gets our clients much better results. And so we'll talk about that here in a minute in the show. We got some few really cool takeaways from that as well. Brand new market numbers in. I also talk about for anyone missed that before. We also the micro market numbers in. We'll go over. Very interesting to say the least. Kind of all over the place there, which is good. And also some brand new, really good success stories. Some really good success stories actually that I'm super proud of. Myself, my team, and also a new thing that we have the top 4 innovations for maximum ROI. We'll get to that today as well.
All right, sounds good. Jam-packed show. So if you want to get in touch with Blake, you can. I'll give you that number here again in just a second. But remember, if you're just tuning in and you don't know who Blake Sloan is, who's this Blake Sloan guy? He's been called the real estate whiz kid. He's been in all sorts of things like that. He's been in Forbes. He's been in Wall Street Journal. He's been in Realtor Magazine, other national publications. You've seen him on TV, on NBC, and with Fox and Friends, the morning show. You've heard the endorsements on this personal radio station from Gary Fox, from Barbara Corcoran, Sean Hannity, Glenn Beck. Put them all together, it's unprecedented in the world of real estate, especially in this anywhere around the country. Now, every week we tell you a little bit about how the trademark systems that Blake Sloan has works for buyers, they work for sellers, but it all comes down to one kind of central point as far as that system is concerned. I mean, you don't want to give away everything about the system, but that central point seems to be consistent.
100%. And that's something I made a promise, like I said, to cover every single show because it's that important. I mean, you see it all the time. And it's one of those things that people make a huge mistake in this business and as homeowners when they're buying or selling their property. And so the fact is, the single most important variable that determines your failure or success as a home seller comes down to one single thing. That's the agent you choose, period. That's it, right? How they execute from A to Z. And so, for example, in selling a property, there's 118 different variables from A to Z. If each one's handled correctly, guess what? That puts money in your pocket, property gets sold. Anything's handled incorrectly, aka the ball gets dropped. That means, like, for example, they don't answer the phone, marketing's not good, pictures aren't good, they're not responsive to buyers. All these things that can happen, right? Anything don't happen right, it costs you money or the property does not sell. And so what we did, we identified every single one of those variable points and create a system that's proven and repeatable that creates maximum leverage every single point. It's like stacking the dominoes. And so we talked about this before, but it's so important to really kind of talk about. It's like if someone starts off a marathon, everyone starts off at the same exact time, but at the end, someone finished 3 and 4 hours ahead of the other ones. It's by small increments. It's the same exact thing that we do in the marathon of getting your home sold. For us, it's called the Guaranteed Sold System. I designed it. It's called basically the only proven system that sells twice as fast and for up to 20% more money than traditional methods. With the same thing for buyers out there. It's the same exact thing's true there, right? The number one thing that determines failure or success is the agent you choose. And there are different variables. There's 100 plus variables on the buy side, pretty much the opposite, but it's called the unfair advantage home buying system. Only proven system gets pretty much basically advantage to foreclosures, distress sales, desperate sellers, the absolute best negotiation, both in the purchase price and also in the home inspection negotiation to get it to the closing. There's so much more out there than people realize than just looking at homes. And so we designed it. Basically, both of those give our clients a huge competitive advantage. And so the bottom line is the agent you choose matters. That's by far the single most important thing that you can actually matter. And actually, I'm going to hit this part early.
All right.
In our success stories, I had a part in there called the unsuccess story, right? And it's one of those things that is pretty relevant. It just happened today. But I'll get this early. There's a guy named Ron. Ron called the show. He may not be the guy that called you. I'm not sure. He called us today, listening to our show. And basically, we looked the property up. He was wanting to sell his home. I looked it up. It's been listed for 362 days and just came off the market. And so we called him and said, hey, Ron, what's going on with that? Why is it living listed for 62 days? Sorry, 362 days, almost a year, right?
Yeah.
And says, that's what happens when you let your wife pick one of her friends. So the next part of that, I wrote this down. He said, she just listed it and walked away. And so that's something you see all the time, right? Is that they just get a property, list it, and put it to the MLS. And so back to our previous point, why does that matter? Is because those examples right there. Somebody who listens to the show or your friend that maybe doesn't listen to the show just have their house listed for 360 days. And because someone just went with a friend who doesn't really do anything, right? And so the bottom line is the agent you choose matter. Friends don't let friends pick other friends, right? So that's kind of bottom line there. So some really cool stuff we'll get to today, and especially some really good positive success stories as well.
Well, success stories a little bit further down the road. Coming up in just a second, going to be talking about the real estate update. Look what the market looks like around the vicinity, around the area. And in addition to that, some of the most important numbers you'll see all weekend long or hear all weekend long, your mortgage rates, to find out what the points are looking like and if you're going to be making or losing additional money. We'll get all of that in just a second. Remember, get in touch with Blake at Sloan Realty Group. Sloan Realty Group. Call 843-808-SOLD, 843-808-SOLD, or go online to blakesloan.com, blakesloan.com.
Hey, it's your friend Sean Hannity. Now, if you own property in Myrtle Beach, the national marketing plan of the realtor that you choose is absolutely critical. Now, that's exactly why you need to talk to Blake Sloan at Sloan Realty Group. Now, Blake has a marketing system on a whole different level than anyone else in Myrtle Beach. That's so effective at capturing local and buyers from around the world. Most agents rely on yard signs and open houses that attract the occasional buyer. Blake attracts hundreds of buyers each month, which creates demand and helps your property sell fast and for top dollar. Now, that's why, on average, Blake sells a property every single day of the year and is ranked among the top 100 agents in the entire U.S. by the Wall Street Journal. Now, working with Blake is risk-free. If you're not happy, Blake gives you the freedom to cancel your contract and pay nothing. So give Blake a call today at 808-SOLD. That's 808-SOLD. Or just go online and see Blake's interview on NBC at blakesguarantee.com.
Hi, I'm Barbara Corcoran. To sell your home on time for the most money, you need a sharp agent with a marketing strategy that creates the most demand. Bottom line, you need a partner willing to put their own money on the line for you. In Myrtle Beach, I would hire Blake Sloan. His international marketing creates so much demand that if your home doesn't sell at a price and deadline you agree to, Blake will buy it. Partner with the agent I trust. Go online or call and get your home sold.
This is the Expert Advantage Real Estate Show with Blake Sloan. Call Blake right now. Here's the numbers just a second ago. 843-808-SOLD, 843-808-SOLD, or go online to blakesloan.com. Coming up in just a second, we'll see what the mortgage rates are looking like this week. Right now, though, market update. What's happening in the real estate market?
So quick update. Anybody that missed last week's, right? We've kind of touched on it right now. So sales right now are pretty much flat for single family homes, the same they were last year. So for example, it's down negative 0.7%. So it's almost like 4 homes. So this past May, there were 562 homes sold in that month, right? Last year, the same exact month, there were 566 homes sold. So it's almost, you see almost the same exact thing. An interesting point though I want to bring up, it's super important because you look at the difference of our seasonality here. I talk about this all the time. Like, you want to play the game as a home seller to win, right? And so you want to do it when everybody's in town coming to buy stuff. Once you see June, July's numbers come out, you'll see be significantly higher. Those are always statistically the highest months of the year. But if you look at the sales this past month in May, there are 562 homes that were sold. You look into February, only 355. And so 200 plus more home sales, right, in that month for our small market here, which is important. If you look into January, 348. And so if you watch a graph here, there's a huge jump in regards to how it spikes up for the seasonality. And so if you're a home seller, you want to take advantage of that, because obviously people who stalk properties for months and months at a time are always coming down this time. Our agents right now are to the max. Everyone's coming to town. People have been talking for months and months, are down here visiting, buying, writing contracts up. Now, Ren, our team, she's super awesome. She has people come in town, looked at 6 homes, wrote a contract, drove back out same day. And just one of those things that you see happen all the time. So now is the time that things are super hot. So that's resale homes, right, which is great. If you look at pricing, which is obviously what matters, price is up 9.3% last month of the same month last year, which is awesome news at $223,450. So great news there. You can see it trending up. For example, back even in January of this year, median price was 190. Right now it's 223. And so you can see the trajectory there on regards to how it's going. Even last month is at 214. So you're seeing that climb up. It all has to do, again, with the same supply and demand we talked about before with inventory. Inventory right now is down 9.8% at 5.5 months. And so anything below 6 months on the market is a seller's market. So if you're a seller, and like right now, looking at the graph, it's like a long graph that's continually going down because there's less homes for sale. We all know that when supply is down and demand is up, that has a huge, obviously, increase of price, right? And so that's what we're seeing right now for resale homes. Great opportunity for anyone, obviously, that's thinking about selling. Or if you had your house in the market for someone who was not very good at what they're doing, it's very important that you take advantage of the seasonality now and call someone who is, right, a true expert in that regard. If you look at new construction, sales last month, new construction up 1.5%, which is great. 274 new homes sold last month, which is really good. It's one of the first months we've seen an increase since before, which is obviously helpful. With that sales price up 4.9% for resale. I'm sorry, for new construction homes for single family is at 262,215. Back in February, it was 236, and so you see a huge jump there in that regard as well. And so that's one of our biggest competitors right now. Inventory for the first time and as long as I can remember is actually up for new homes inventory. It's at 5.6 months, which is still fairly low compared to the long-term trajectory there, but up 1.8% versus the same month last year. And so really good news overall in that regard as well. If you look at condo sales, up 13.4% last month. Those are still kicking butt, which is awesome. A huge jump. For example, there are 311 condo sales in January. Last month there were 611, so double the sales of condos versus same month in January. And so that just shows the seasonality here and why you want to make sure you're playing that game as a home seller as well. And so sales price up 4.5%, which is great at 127,500. And inventory for condos right now still hovering one of the lowest I've ever seen it at 4.9 months inventory, down 23.4%. And so you can see that coming price. You're going to see a jump in price here as well. So that's something you want to take advantage of as a home seller out there. And obviously as a home buyer, you want to be able to jump on that before it gets too high and as rates continue to go up. And so if you want, I'll jump in and hit a couple quick sure. Micro markets. I'm going to run through it. This is where I get the most feedback from. Everyone tends to love it. They want to know what's my zip code doing, right? And so that's one thing I get a lot of questions about all the time. So check this out. Myrtle Beach, kicking big time butt last month. Sales in Myrtle Beach was doing great, actually up 21.1% last month versus same month last year, which is awesome. Sales up 17.2% for the year. Prices are pretty much flat overall at 301,978. They were at 300 even the same time last year, which is great. They were actually down last month 6.2% at 299,990, which is still not too much of a difference there. Inventory for homes in Myrtle Beach is down 1.1% overall. Condo sales up 13.3% last month alone, and prices up 3.3% at 117,500. So really interesting there to see. That's obviously what I like to use as the biggest gauge because everyone views Myrtle Beach as Myrtle Beach, right? Yeah, sure. And so then you kind of go to the shoulder areas like Surfside, North Myrtle Beach, Conway, all that stuff. So next one is North Myrtle. Closed sales up 23.7% last month, in the same month last year. So awesome news there. They're actually down year to date at 13%. Obviously, there was January, February, March. April was a little bit below where it was, but that's one thing we've seen there from that regard. Prices down 5.2% overall versus same month last year at 283,125. And condos pretty much flat, right? Prices are staying almost exact same they were, down 0.4% last month, and closed sales are 120 sales last month versus 126 in 2017. So pretty much flat there overall. Year-to-date condo prices up 5.3%, which is good. Surfside closed sales actually down last month, down 13% for the same month last year. Prices up 11.5% though in Surfside. So you can see it's all over the place. Obviously, the micro market matters. Your neighborhood, zip code, all this stuff. You don't want to go with just the overall thing. Most agents don't even dig into this type of data. They just say, oh, the market's up. Well, you need to know, is your zip code up? Is your neighborhood up? We built software out that will calculate your specific neighborhood based on everything else. And so that's something that's obviously super important as well. Condo sales in Surfside down 13.2%. But the key news here, median sale price for condos up 27.6% last month. So a huge jump there in Surfside. It went from 81,450 to 103,900, and so they're even up 19.5% year to date. And so condos and Surfside is kicking butt for sure. And you'll see it moves around from like area to area to area as well. Garden City Myrtle's in the area. Closed sales up 4% last month for single family homes. It's up 12.2% year to date, with prices up 4.7% in the Garden City Myrtle's in the area, which is great. 267,100 is the median price. There's not a whole lot of condo sales in there as well. Conway, closed sales up 5.1%, which is great. And median sale price up 14.1% in Conway. So great news there. 175,750 is the median price last month alone. You're seeing double-digit growth for prices there because we're seeing a lot of people move out there because guess what? It's just more affordable, right?
Yeah.
You can get larger lots, lower price per square foot. And so we've been selling a ton of properties out there as well. We've been all over the place. We closed some high ends this past month. We're putting anything from 300 to 500 to 700 under contract. Anything in the 150s, we're selling within like hours. And so there's something that's crazy right now. We just seen from a shortage of inventory, especially in those price ranges. Little River right now, interesting. Closed sales was almost flat last month. So there are 42 sales last month. The same month last year was 45. The interesting numbers though, year to date, Little River is up 22.5%. So it's kicking butt long term. For example, last year at the same time, 182 sales. Right now, 223. So big jump there. They have a double-digit increase in prices too. So prices up 10.2% year to date for Little River. So that's awesome at 212,500. They're getting 97.7% asking price right now in Little River, which is huge because obviously they're almost getting full asking price. Loris Little River area, sales up 14.9% year to date. Prices up 8.8% at 163,400. And so you can see they're kind of all over the place here with that last part here in Georgetown up 7.5% year to date for actual sales. And prices are almost the exact same. They're down 1.4% at 180. They're 182,500 the same time last year. So only $2,000 difference. It has to do with kind of what's selling in and around there. Inventory is down 5% in Georgetown as well. So overall, super healthy market. Right now is go time. I had this big kind of thing on my team the past few weeks is like, hey, look, here's the deal. It's go time. We all have people we've been talking to for months and months and months on the buy side who are coming down. And guess when they're coming? Now. You know why? Because they wait until the kids get out of school to actually make that trip down here. I've been doing this for years, 13 years. I started in January 2005 and I grew up in the business. Whole family sold real estate. Mom, dad, aunt, uncle, grandpa, grandma, right? And so I grew up in this business, but I always told my team the same thing. I remember when I was growing up here, I talked about this before, we'd ride on Highway 17 business and the street lights would be flashing in the wintertime, right? Yeah, and so sure. The yellow lights. And so here, anytime in the summertime, we all know anybody that grew up here, it's time to make the hay while the sun shines in the summertime. Well, guess what? Anybody who's been searching and stalking these properties on our site for months and months, they're coming in town now. How do we know this? Because we have software that tracks them, right? We know exactly when they're looking, how many times they're looking at, where their location is based on their IP address. And so we're able to be on top of that. But the bottom line is you as a home seller will take advantage of this. Make sure you get into this June, July, August market before rates get up too high and why everyone who's been stalking properties is coming in. We just saw that some of these numbers here are double what they were in the month of January and February, and we haven't hit the true summer yet, right? School was not even out in the May numbers. And so once you guys see these June numbers come out, it's going to be a big time jump. And obviously July is big time as well. So if anyone thinking about selling, reach out to me, 843-808-SOLD. Anyone that you know, that's the most important part. That's where we're getting the most help to people out here, who people have friends or relatives who had their house listed with someone else that was not getting results. People listen to the show, right? It's so important to say, look, you got to call Blake Sloan. Like I say, tackle him, put in the headlock, drag them in, whatever you got to do. Like I mentioned that one time we had somebody bring his son, literally drag the son to the office. So awesome thing there as well. And so one thing's going to play a part of that is interest rates. The great news is after we've seen a huge kind of increase this earliest year, we've seen it level off a little bit, which is great news overall. Right now, we're almost the same exact place we were last show, which is great. Right now, a 30-year fixed rate is at 4.69%. So awesome there. 15-year fixed rate, 4.14%. A 30-year FHA loan right now is 4.42%. A 30-year jumbo loan right now is 4.73%. And a 5-year adjust rate mortgage is 4% on the dot. And so that's still lingering a little bit high, kind of where it's been the 52-week high. But, for example, the highest that we've seen so far for a 30-year fixed rate is 4.79%. Right now, we're at 4.69. And so great news for everybody out there in regards to our buying season. I'm so glad we didn't see a huge kind of increase continually for rates, because that would always hurt our buying season here. Myrtle Beach is a summer destination. It's a destination that kicks butt in the summertime, and so we want to take advantage of that as a home seller. We play the game of supply and demand very well. My team is maxed out right now. They're going as fast as we can on the buyer side. We need more inventory, more homes to sell. So if you're thinking about selling, you have been sitting on the sidelines, or like the guy we mentioned earlier, who I'm very thankful called, right? Ron and their wife had used their friend the first time, and you've been listening to my show for how many months, and you haven't called me yet. You need to call me now. Don't wait until it's too late or after the summertime, or don't call me in October trying to fix the problem that someone else created, right? So call us now, and I will help get you that thing sold ASAP for sure.
All right, go ahead and do it. All right, now the thing is, coming up in just a second, we are going to be checking in with your hot buyer alert, and we've already heard some success stories, but we got more to let you know about as well. It's all on the way in just a couple of minutes. Call Blake at his office, Sloan Realty Group. Sloan Realty Group. The phone number is 843-808-SOLD, 843-808-SOLD, or go to BlakeSloan.com, BlakeSloan.com. It's the Expert Advantage Real Estate Show with Blake Sloan. Do you want your home sold on time and for the most money without all sorts of excuses? Hi, it's Glenn Beck. And when I had to sell my home, I went through several agents who all had good ideas, but the bottom line is they couldn't get the job done. Well, you have a celebrity in your own town. If I lived in Myrtle Beach, no question, I would call Blake Sloan of Sloan Realty Group. Blake has a marketing system that reaches buyers from around the U.S. and around the world.
We're only going to have about 6 minutes or a little bit less.
All right, so we'll hit the success stories then.
And that's why he can guarantee to sell your home at a price and a deadline that you'll agree to, or he's going to buy it. Plus, you don't really risk anything when you list with Blake, since if he doesn't live up to the contract, you walk away free and clear. It's really no wonder why Sean Hannity and I, along with real estate tycoon and Shark Tank star Barbara Corcoran, endorse Blake. Call Blake Sloan right now, 808-SOLD. That's 808-SOLD. Or visit Blake's website. That's Blake'sGuarantee.com. Blake'sGuarantee.com. Or listen to Blake's Real Estate Show every Saturday morning at 9 or Sunday morning at 11:30 right here on WRMN.
Let's jump right back into it. It's time right now for your hot buyers alert during the Expert Advantage Real Estate Show with Blake Sloan. Remember, get in touch with Blake. The phone number you just heard from Glenn Beck, 808-SOLD, 843-808-SOLD. Remember the name Sloan Realty Group as well. Don't be tricked or confused. All right, hot buyers alert. Blake and his team working with a huge amount of home buyers. And as you heard Blake say just about 5 minutes ago, inventory is really hard to come by. So they're looking for homes in the Myrtle Beach area, anywhere from $150,000 to $3.5 million. If you're in that range, call now. Just give them a call at that same phone number, 843-808-SOLD, 843-808-SOLD. And how many people are looking for homes in the Myrtle Beach area? Looking on Blake's website before we started the show a second ago, 47,368. That's not even an approximate number. That's an exact number. 47,000 plus people on your website looking for homes, and they are actively looking all the time.
On the dot, right? Those are real people, username, passwords, accounts. This part that is that what blows everyone's mind, because like I mentioned earlier, I travel to other areas, other businesses to see what they do. That's what gives me a huge advantage. I can outspend the average agent 100 to 1 because our business model. Everyone else is still using this old school model like they used to use in the 70s and 80s, where you have one agent trying to juggle the balls. It does not work very well because that one person becomes maxed out, right? It's like having the same person at McDonald's do the front register, the drive-thru, and French fries at the same time. It doesn't work. You wouldn't buy fries from that place if they had the same person doing it. Why would you want to sell your largest asset with someone operating the same exact way? That's why you didn't have results last time, right? That's why your friend didn't have results, because they have someone operating like the 1970s in 2018. And so this is our huge advantage. We have buyers from all over the globe, most of which the Northeast, because I spent a massive amount of money driving traffic from there. And so like right now on the site right now, Sam Newman from Mount Airy, North Carolina, 585 visits to our site. Richard Young from Tucson, Arizona. Been here 30 different visits to our site. Donna Furo from Anderson, South Carolina, 74 visits to the site. Nicole Rogers from Pittsburgh, PA, 331 visits, 532 properties she looked at. So these are real buyers, right? We're going to sell them something to buy side either way because we're here to serve and help just like we do every day. But we're able to match up a lot of buyers and sellers. What's the advantage that we have is we have 40,000 plus buyers we can match up to your property because we're in business to get, obviously, to help sell these things. And so that's a huge thing there as well. Into the success stories really quick, so we're running out of time. Like I said, Jim, who's an awesome listener to our show, long-term listener, this is a super cool story here. He sent us another referral. The cool part is that Jim referred Richard to us, who was trying to move to Florida. His father was also trying to move to Florida with him, who had a house in the neighborhood. They listed both houses with another agent, 6 months, no action, no offers, no anything. So Jim actually works in Carolina Forest, both houses in Carolina Forest. He said, hey, look, you got to call Blake Sloan. He can get it done. So he basically called us. We came in, identified the problem, implement our permits, our global marketing blitz, professional photos, true marketing, matched up to buyers that we had, sold both properties in 2 days for almost full asking price.
Wow.
And so that's a super one I'm proud of. Two at the same time, two different sellers with the same referral. So thank you, Jim, for that. It's a perfect example of why definitely refer your friends and relatives. Don't be scared to say, look, you got to call Blake because this person here could not get to Florida, nor could his dad because they had an agent who was not very good at what they were doing. Just put it to MLS and walk away. Also, big congratulations to Lynn and Frank. Had a house that basically they needed sold for top dollar so they could build the larger home they're moving into. Had to listen to another big box company that somebody put on the MLS, let it sit there 6 months, hardly any action, no offers. Called us after hearing the radio advertisements, right? The key point there.
Yeah.
We came in, implemented global marketing blitz, professional photos. We drove massive traffic, got under contract within 2 weeks for almost full asking price. And so the bottom line is, your agent matters in regards to how they operate. I have a few more, but we're out of time. How much time we got?
We got about a minute and a half.
So last thing, I mentioned this, and I'll cover a little bit more. I thought I had more time, but the thing in California, what it does, it's a thing that I'm part of that's a very, very intense, right? And our team operates the same exact way. From a leadership standpoint, from a commitment standpoint, we all have weekly goals, daily goals, and we push hard, right? In a world of real estate agents where the average agent just goes through the motions, works part-time, goes to the beach half the day, we're in the office hustling right now on the weekends, on the weekdays, at night. And so if you want somebody to work their butts off and get the job done, reach out and call me, 843-808-SOLD. Don't wait till next week. Don't wait till it doesn't sell like 362 days later. Call us today for sure, because it's game time for us in this summertime market, and we're hustling right now for sure.
Well, you're hustling and it's working because of all the success stories, and you only got a chance to touch on a couple. But if you want to find out more, make sure and call Blake, 843-808-SOLD, 843-808-SOLD. BlakeSloan.com is the website, BlakeSloan.com. Make sure and go there. And remember, it's Sloan Realty Group. We'll do it again next week, Blake.
Yeah, man, I'm fired up now.
Oh, yeah. You're fired up. Canned, rested, and ready. You're ready to go. All right. It is the Expert Advantage Real Estate Show with Blake Sloan. Hey, Myrtle Beach, it's Gear to the Box, lead singer of Rascal Flats.
When I'm Moving On won the award for ACM Song of the Year, it struck a chord with folks who understand the challenges that come with life's big changes. For many, that happens when it comes time to sell their home. If you're moving on, you want a real estate agent who will make selling your home easy and stress-free. An agent who's willing to let you out of the contract if you're not happy with their service. That's why in Myrtle Beach, I can tell you that Blake Sloan of Sloan Realty Group markets your home on a whole different level. Now listen, Blake is so confident in his ability to sell your home quickly and for more money that he guarantees to sell it or he'll buy it himself. If you're moving on, trust Blake to provide your family a stress-free home sale experience. Find Blake Sloan online at blakesloan.com